Well, hello, free people of the Rocky Mountain region, and welcome to this Free State Colorado interview. Today, I'm joined by Erin King, Fundraising Director for the Libertarian Party of Colorado. Well, Erin, I hope you are well, and thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Brandon.
Erin, how did you become a libertarian?
Oh, I've been a libertarian probably since I was a little L libertarian for probably most of my life. I had to do a report on eminent domain, and that when I was in high school, and that outraged me so much. And then I just went down a rabbit hole of like all of the garbage things that the government does, just so many stupid things. Um, but I joined the Libertarian Party, I think 3 years ago. I decided maybe it was time to actually get involved. During all the COVID stuff, things were going downhill really rapidly. So I thought that maybe this would be a good way to get involved.
No, that's great. Yeah, I really, agree with you so much on eminent domain. It's like one of those things when you realize how much power the government has, how much power the state has over us, right? If they could
Yes,
take our property, they can take our paychecks, they can control our lives so much. It's outrageous,
so many things.
And then
Yeah,
seeing
it's
how that
crazy.
evolved into what they were capable of doing during the COVID year, 2020 plus, seeing what how that morphed into this totalitarian, almost completely police state type system. I mean, it's something that I think woke up a lot of people and got
Yeah,
a lot of people involved. I mean, I would say there's probably more libertarians now than there's ever been, specifically because of COVID and some of the other things we've seen over the last several years.
definitely. I would definitely agree with that. I think there's probably more little L libertarians than ever. We just have to find them and bring them into the party.
Yeah, that's what's so neat too, is there's actually a political party, geared towards this idea of individual liberty, private property rights, free markets, the things that create a prosperous society, and it's all pushing back against this government that wants to control every aspect of our lives. So yeah, getting more
Exactly.
people engaged and involved, I think it's so important, right?
It's really important. Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And the work that you're doing with like the legislative tracking is amazing. I mean, the Colorado State Legislature is trying to take all of your rights away all of the time. It's crazy how bold they are. So I appreciate the work that you're doing.
I'll appreciate that. Yeah, no, definitely. I'm proud to be a libertarian. I think if we get more libertarians engaged and involved in our local government, we can have a big impact. Like you said, there's more of us
Definitely.
small libertarians out there than ever, and just getting them engaged and motivated to do something, I think is part of it.
Yep.
Well, every year, just like other political parties, the Libertarian Party of Colorado hosts a convention to conduct party business, host workshops and trainings, allow candidates to introduce themselves, and, really build the community. So, Erin, when
Yep.
and where will this year's convention take place?
So this year's convention is going to be in Colorado Springs at the Colorado Springs Masonic Center. You can find the address at lpcolorado.org. There is a button right at the top that says 2024 convention. It's a really nice space. It's going to be March 23rd is Saturday. So it's in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Um, that's when we're going to, so we do different business in different years. In even years, we do we elect half the board, and we do partisan races. We nominate candidates to partisan races in the state, as well as some federal, and then we choose delegates to go to the national convention. So the national convention is in May, and we'll be choosing the Colorado delegation to go to the national convention at this year's convention. So the business will be on the 23rd, and then we're doing a half-day training on the 24th, Sunday, for serious candidates. So we want to try to get people excited about candidates and get them a little bit plugged in to help with campaigns. So we'll be doing some big, kind of campaign 101 training.
Awesome. No, that's great. I mean, how cool is it to be at the Masonic Center? I know Hannah Goodman, the chairwoman of the Libertarian Party, is pretty excited about that because it's
She's
kind of
really
that
excited about
revolution.
it.
that
Yeah.
revolutionary spirit, right? So many of the founding fathers were
Yes.
meeting in these Mason halls and conspiring to create a more free and prosperous society. So how cool is that?
We're doing the same thing. Yes, exactly. It's a beautiful building too. I'm actually really excited about it. Yeah,
And Colorado
very
Springs has
lucky.
definitely been Colorado Springs has been a hotbed of libertarianism, I would say, for many, many years now. There's been different organizations and groups. Most of them are gone by now, but nonetheless, I think there's still that spirit of liberty that's alive down in Colorado Springs. So pretty cool to
That's
see,
it's
see
where the
the
Libertarian Party
convention in
was
there.
started 50 years ago. So that's pretty cool down in Colorado Springs. Sorry, I cut you off a little.
No, you're okay. So Saturday, like you said, that's party business. That's really going to be where people are voting. Kind of what is that going to look like for somebody? Maybe this is their first time going to a convention. What would Saturday look like? What's kind of the general outline or schedule?
Well, um, kind of the first thing we do credentialing. So you come in and we make sure that you're a registered libertarian. Last year's convention, we did institute a change to the bylaws. So in odd years, we do bylaws and platform changes, which is usually a longer kind of bigger thing. Um, and we started a state party membership, which we have not had previously. It's very affordable. It's $25 a year. It's nothing crazy, but um, you do need to be a sustaining member of the Colorado Party in order to vote at business. Um, so typically you'd come in, we just make sure that you're a libertarian, you get a name tag and a swag bag full of goodies and stuff. Have a little breakfast, chat with some of your libertarian friends. Um, and then we call business to order. Typically we do a little bit of, kind of a recap of the previous year, like what we've done. There's usually, annual board reports. So each of the members of the board talks about what they've done throughout the year and the things that they've accomplished. Um, and then, uh, and then we vote for, I think we're doing board elections first. So half the board is up for election. My position is up. Um, uh, and then we'll do main delegates. We'll do voting for main delegates and alternates for the national convention. And then we'll do, let me see if I got this right. I just fiddled with the schedule today. So we're going to do federal positions, so presidential electors, Senate and Congress. And then we do statewide positions. So that's like governor, lieutenant governor. I can't remember if that's up this year or not. There's like CSU or University of Colorado, like regents
Region.
and at-large members. And then we move into state partisan positions. So things like sheriff, coroner, and there's breaks. There's breaks in there. We have lunch. It's not like we're just going hard the whole time. And it usually goes fairly quickly. Typically, we have candidates come up, that are running for specific positions, and they'll talk for a couple of minutes about kind of their platform and what they want to run on. And then we vote for them individually. We don't always have a full slate. Sometimes, some years we have more than others. This year, we're really trying to focus on really serious candidates because the Republicans they're not putting up the best showing this year, which is a lot of opportunity for us. Honestly, it's a lot of opportunity for us because there's just a lot of uncontested races this year. So we're trying to get people who actually want to win, and it's easy to find people to be kind of line holders, and there's nothing wrong with that. We encourage people to be, line holders that are kind of active. But we are looking for really serious candidates this year. So, there's still time. There's 2 weeks to decide if you want to run. And if you want to run, feel free to reach out to our campaigns director, Jacob Luria. Yeah, he's really great. He's really motivated. He's trying to get people in this year to run serious campaigns um, and hopefully win. Hopefully we can win some of these partisan races.
Awesome. So business, voting for people, that sounds pretty cool. Can you talk a little bit about like what a national delegate is? So I know, here we have the state level convention, but there's a national
Yes.
convention coming up in May in Washington, D.C. this year that the National Libertarian Party, the Libertarian National Committee is going to host. So how does
Yep.
that work in terms of showing up at the state convention? And do you have to show up at the state convention to go to Washington?
I don't know that you actually have to be there to be nominated and accepted as a candidate, but we encourage you to do so. Obviously, it's a little better that way. Business is free to attend. I just want to throw that out there. However, we do have some paid options that cover food and swag bags and things like that. So the national convention the national convention is held every other year. So every like 2 years in even years. And in this case, there's platform changes, there's bylaws changes on a national level, and then board elections on a national level as well. So if you love the current board and want to support them, consider being a delegate to national. If you hate the current board and want to vote them out, consider being a delegate to national. It's a good way to get your voice heard. Either way, it's somewhat similar. The Republicans and Democrats, I think, do similar things. I know the Republicans do, where they choose people. I think they do precincts and then counties and then state and then national convention, and it's kind of a little bit of a process of elimination every time. So we have 33 delegates this year that we need to send to national. So please
That's
come
pretty cool.
if you want to come.
Yeah, so 33 Coloradan libertarians will be sent
Yes.
to Washington, D.C. to vote in the National Libertarian Party convention. And for me, I think the most
Yes.
exciting part of that would probably be picking who the presidential candidate's going to be, right?
Oh,
In terms
yes. We
of,
are picking the presidential candidate this year. And we have some good contenders this year. We are having a fundraising gala / presidential debate after business is done. You do not need to be a member of the Libertarian Party for that. Anybody can come to that. Literally anybody can come. But we are having a debate with all of our presidential candidates. Not all of them. There's way more than what's coming, but the 5 that I have coming are kind of the top contenders. So we have Dr. Michael Rechtenwald, who's coming, Mike Termott, Chase Oliver, Lars Napstead, and Jacob Hornberger. So we're very excited. We're very excited about this. Lots and lots of states have had debates. We are planning to have, since we're towards the end of the kind of the convention season for the LP as a whole, what we're going to try to do is ask all the questions that we wish other states had asked. We want to play a little bit more hardball, ask them kind of some harder questions. So I'm
cool.
excited.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So, you don't have to be a registered libertarian necessarily. You don't have to be a dues paying member to show up at the
Not at all.
gala or the gala.
Nope.
Go there, have a nice dinner. That's when the debate's going to be. Meet
Yes.
some people, have some fun.
Yes. We'll have some good auction items too. We've got an AR-15 that we're auctioning off. Unfortunately, you do still have to wait a 3-day waiting period. I know. We have a ton of sheath underwear. If you've always wanted to try sheath underwear, and we're like, I don't want to spend that much money, come to the gala and bid on some, and you might be able to get it a little bit cheaper, but your money's going to help the party. So we'll have some good
Cool.
books. We'll have some booze. We usually have some pretty good auction items. Oh,
Fun stuff.
we
Yeah.
have a signed book from Michael Malice also.
Oh,
I'm really
cool.
excited about that.
Oh, that'd be cool. I'm definitely bidding on that one.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons to attend the convention. I've gone last several years, and it's always been a blast. To highlight every year to go see friends, make new friends, meet people you haven't seen in a while. Really excited to be able to see all the top presidential candidates, hear them debate, and kind of go back and forth and get challenged a little bit, and be able to interact with them as well in terms of why should we vote for
Oh,
them,
yeah,
right?
definitely.
That'll be pretty cool.
Some of the
And just
candidates, have VIP table seats still available, which I personally can't believe. Chase Oliver has a table, and he has some seats still left, and Rechtenwald has some seats left as well. So if you want a little bit of an up close and personal, those are the tables seat, I think 8 total. So it's a pretty small group that you can hang out and talk to the presidential candidate that you're interested in the most. Our moderator is going to be Josh Suter, who runs Liberty on the Rocks Denver, and Danny Polishchuk, who is probably best known for his podcast with Ryan Long called The Boys Cast. But he is a stand-up comic in his own right. He's very funny. I'm very excited to have him.
Cool. Sounds like it'll definitely be a lot of fun. And, some of the fun at the convention too is the after hours, getting together, having some
Oh
drinks,
yeah,
going out and just partying with other libertarians, other like-minded individuals, people who believe in freedom and liberty. I mean, there's really nothing like it. It's one of the coolest events here in Colorado every year. So I definitely encourage everybody to go. It's going to be a blast.
yeah.
What else, Erin? What else do people need to know about the convention?
Um, you can get tickets at lpcolorado.org. We still have all access tickets, so that includes business and the gala, food all day, and a swag bag. We actually have pretty good swag bags this year. I'm excited. We got a lot of really cool stuff. Some LPCO merch, things like that. But we have day passes. We have just gala only if you want to bring a friend or a spouse. We encourage certainly everybody to come to the gala. It's going to be a really good one. It's going to be a really good one with the presidential debate, Danny Polishchuk, good auction items, drinks and friends. Yeah, the gala is always the best part. That's the most fun part. But if you can come for business, definitely come for business. Even if you can't vote, it can be interesting to come and just see what's going on. It can be a good way to see kind of what party business is, in a way that there's no pressure. So even if you're not a sustaining member, feel free to come for business. Like I said, that's free for anybody to attend. You can't vote if you're not a sustaining member of the LPCO. But we encourage
Well,
everybody
yeah,
to come.
definitely, yeah, and especially maybe somebody in the area in Colorado Springs, maybe you live in
Oh
the
yeah,
neighborhood, and you're not a libertarian, but you're maybe curious. You maybe believe in liberty,
definitely.
and maybe aren't too satisfied with the two major parties. So definitely encourage people in the community to show up and get to know your local libertarians, and maybe end up joining the party.
Yes, and El Paso County does have an active affiliate down there. So a fair amount of them are coming, and I'm hoping that that we can get some new members and some new interest for them. Also, I think a Liberty on the Rocks down in Colorado Springs has just recently been started. So I believe you can find that on Meetup. Is that where all the Liberty on the Rocks is?
Yeah, on meetup.com, Liberty on the Rocks.
Nice.
Colorado Springs Liberty on the Rocks also has their own Twitter account as well, so
Oh,
people can
awesome.
check that out. But yeah, pretty cool to see, kind of that Colorado Springs area developing a stronger Liberty community, a more modern Liberty community, if you will. So pretty
Yeah,
cool, pretty fun. Really looking forward to the
definitely.
convention. So really appreciate your time this evening,
Well, thank
Erin.
you.
Yeah, hope to see you. We'll see you at convention. Hope everybody joins us and we have a lot
Yes.
of fun.
Yes, it's going to be a really good time. So anybody that can come should come. Tickets at lpcolorado.org. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Fundraising Director at lpcolorado.org.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Erin. Appreciate you, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Brandon. Have a good night.